What's up, everyone? How are you? I want to welcome you to the live. I want to talk to you about what is your expectation for 2024. I've been talking to a lot of people, and as we are standing now, what a week or 8 days in to 2024, I realize that a lot of us are feeling still kind of like, what happened? Like, where are my goals? What am I doing? What's going on with me? Why am I still feeling very overwhelmed? I've spoken to many women, some who are looking for work, some who are trying to take their wisdom and skill sets and develop something. I've been having a great time having wonderful conversations, but real conversations, like real life conversations with these women, right? And they are looking to seek a transformation in their life. And I am someone who has been through as many things as I've been through, believe in personal development, right? And I wanted to emphasize to you that personal growth is about expanding your capabilities, your understanding, right? And so you have to start to reflect on what it is exactly that you want for 2024. And I know some of us do this as we start to get into our new year resolutions and things that we want to do. And even if you take just 5 minutes a day, it can start to lead you to a path of profound insight. All right. I wanted to really kind of set the stage for your personal performance and what it is that you want to bring to the table. How should you reframe your thinking? Right? Because our brain is behaving in ways sometimes that we ourselves aren't aware of or don't understand, and it's keeping us in this place of being comfortable, of staying in the same rigmarole and in the same cycle, and we're trying to understand why we can't move to that next level. And a lot of it is because we haven't reframed our thinking. And sometimes you have to take those negative things and things that are happening in your life, those experiences, and use those as opportunity for growth as opposed to opportunity to stump you. I was really struggling this past week a lot because I'm looking at my business and I'm reframing it, right? And I'm doing all of these different tiers of my business and really looking at the through line of my business and where it is now, where I want it to go and all of that. And I realized that it's not where I want it to be. It's not where it was, which is good, but it's not where I want it to be. And I had to become aware of that and recognize that maybe I've gotten too comfortable. Maybe there has been a comfort zone that I've been in, right? That is really starting to stump the growth that I want to see. And so this is where self-awareness comes in. This is where behavioral patterns come in, like where you see yourself doing the same things over and over again, expecting something different, right? And I want to encourage you to identify where are you comfortable right now? Where is your comfort zone? Where are you actually leaning on your comfort zone? And I want to challenge you to have a different activity when it comes to that piece, right? So, one small step that you can take today to get out of there is to actually reflect on, what it is that's keeping you stagnant, or where are you being in a place where you don't want to stay, but you happen to still be there. And a lot of us are doing that, and we're risking stagnation, and we're risking, being stuck, and we're risking being overwhelmed. And that happens a lot with, you know, being complacent, being comfortable, having too much garbage knowledge. And what I mean by garbage knowledge is all the garbage that is coming at us all the time from media, from social media, from the things that we read and see, movies we're watching, shows that we're consuming, whatever that is. There is a danger of complacency, right? To keep you at that place. And this is going to give you regrets. It's going to steal away your opportunities. It's going to lack fulfillment in your life, right? So you really need to start thinking about what you're thinking about and what you're not thinking about. What is it that you're not thinking about that is hurting you? Right? So you can imagine a river that stops flowing, right? It becomes stagnant. And when it becomes stagnant, what happens? Things start to die around it. The smell comes up from the water, all of that stuff, right? And so you have to think about, are you becoming stagnant? Is it smelling to you, right? That maybe you are not building what you want to build or have what you want to have. Or, I'm talking to people who say, I feel very stuck right now, Neen. I need help getting unstuck. I know that you're good with this. I need some help with this and that, but I'm a procrastinator. I'm like, okay, so how do we get through the procrastination? What is it that you want to see? What is it that you want to achieve? Right? Because if you don't start to make changes, no changes will be made. Right? I mean, that sounds simple enough, but a lot of us are stuck and we don't make the changes. We kind of like become overwhelmed, and then at least for me, my mind just kind of stops, and then I act like I don't know nothing. Right? I just like I get a little overwhelmed, and I start to go, well, I don't even know how to do that. And how do I do that? And how can I get that done? And blah, blah, blah. This is why it's super important to have a networking community around you that is empowering you, that is really uplifting you, that is giving you ideas and thoughts. That's why it's important to have a coach. This is why it's important to have a leader, a mentor, somebody in your life to take you away from being stagnant and stuck, because a lot of times it's just a shift, either a shift in your messaging, a shift in the person you're targeting, a shift in the way you're looking at a situation, a shift in your belief system and thought process, right? And so you need to start making changes. One of the biggest, and strongest tools that I used was a reversed thinking, right? And I got it from I'll think of his name, Dr. Rewire. I forget his full name, but Dr. Rewire was talking about how you can, because the brain does not like to go anywhere that is fearful, or somewhere negative, and we're always trying to do the positive affirmation thing. What if we reverse that and we asked ourselves, where would I be in 1 year if I did nothing? If I just woke up every day and did the same thing I'm doing right now, am I going to be satisfied in a year if I did nothing right now? Right? And so you need to think of what that means for you in your health, in your business, in your finances, relationships, all of that. If you did nothing, if you just looked at me today, like I was speaking to a woman the other day who said, I'm a procrastinator. I don't think I want to do anything. Okay. What is your life going to look like 2025 or the end of 2024 if you keep procrastinating and do nothing? I'm posing the same question to you. What will life look like for you if you decide, I don't really feel like doing shit, I don't want to do anything, I'm in a pissy mood, or I'm in a bad place, or I don't want to be there, and so I don't want to do it. Let me tell you something. Life will continue, right? You might not be promised tomorrow. That is true. All of us are not promised tomorrow. But if you wake up tomorrow, life is continuing with or without you being fully present. Okay. So if you do nothing, if you just sit there and do nothing and keep watching Netflix and binging shows and going on YouTube and watching what people are doing on social media, and life is passing you by, what is life going to look like a year from now if you don't do anything at all for yourself? Nothing for your business, nothing for your health, nothing for your relationships, nothing for your finances. What does life look like in a year? What does life look like in 5 years? Because that is how fast it'll come. And you know it. I know it. We know it. I am 51 and I keep going, how the heck did I get to 51? I remember being 20. Like, how did I get here? Right? That is how fast life is going. And it's going every single day. And I want to encourage you to move forward, move out of your behind, get out of your own way and move forward. Where will you be in 1 year if you do nothing about it, about whatever is bothering you? Work, business, career, developing something. What if you did nothing in a year? Will you be satisfied? I won't. I will not. I will not be satisfied. I know that I want to get a lot of things out of my life that I want to thrive in, right? Finances, my career, my business, all of those things for me are something that I want to do. But if I do nothing and I keep acting stuck and staying in this state of mind, what is this going to look like in a year from now? It's not going to look pretty, right? And so we have to think about this in different areas of our life. So if I say to you, what does it look like in a year? I want you to write this down. What is my life going to look like in a year, in my health, in my career, in my business, in my relationships, if I don't do anything to change it? What does it look like in 5 years? What does it look like in 10 years? What am I going to look like in 10 years if I do nothing and stay here in this place? This is how you start to shift the way you think and shift your mindset and stop being stagnant and stuck, right? I don't want to see any people stagnant and stuck. And that was happening to me, especially as I was realizing what was going on out there, right? Like all of the media and all the wars and all of the news and all of the blah, 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 and people fighting and all this other stuff. And I realized that I was getting in this place and in this mindset of feeling a little bit down, maybe even a little depressed, maybe a bit stuck. And I just couldn't seem to move forward. And I was getting heartbroken over that. For me, I was getting heartbroken for me, for a life that I love, a husband that I love, children that I love, and yet I'm feeling unfulfilled. And I realized that I need to do some work here, because if I keep staying in this state of la la in the mind, my mind will keep me there to protect me. You have got to get uncomfortable. I have got to get uncomfortable. And I know your brain doesn't want you to do that. I know it doesn't, but this is why I'm asking you these negative questions, because I want your mind to get uncomfortable so that you can get comfortable. So it's like a reverse psychology on your brain, right? So get uncomfortable with what a year looks like if you did nothing to help yourself in the area that you're struggling with. Okay. What does it look like in 5 years? What does it look like in 10 years? Right? You have to write this down, because, oh man, when I wrote this down, I was like, what is going on? I cannot live like that. No freaking way. Right? If I do nothing in a whole year of not working out and not eating right or whatever, I'm going to be extremely overweight. I'm already overweight, but now I'm going to be adding more weight because I'm doing nothing. Right? In 5 years, probably can't walk that well and walking in a damn walker. In 10 years from now, could be on who knows how many medications trying to just keep myself alive. At some point, we have got to do something about ourselves and get out of our own way. Now, if you guys are perfect and everything, kudos, high five, boom. High five to you. If your health is good, your business is good, your career is good, your relationships is good, your mental health is good, everything's good. Hey, go for it. Good for you. And even then, I would push you to push yourself a little bit more, right? Because staying stagnant is not the answer. And thinking that you got it all together is also not the answer, because every day we grow, we learn, we expand, we think of things differently. We are shown different things in life and in our house, and unless we are doing absolutely nothing, right? So I don't want you to stay stuck another day, and that's what I wanted to come on here for. What are your expectations for 2024? What are you expecting for yourself? What are you willing to do? How are you pushing yourself? What are you doing to get out of your own way, out of your own head, out of your own circumstances? Let me tell you, I have been seriously in this place of like anger and struggle and being a little bit disillusioned and pissed and all that, because I have been struggling with different decisions I have to make when it comes to my business and my career and all that kind of stuff. And that has always been something that I always contend with anyway, because I think I just push myself as a high achiever and I'm always trying to be better, right? And so when I don't get there as fast as I wish I would have, here comes the disillusion, the upsetness, the, what the hell, what's going on. But you know what? There is small wins that we have to realize that we haven't. We have to stop acting confused or being confused, right? Because these small wins and these things that you are having in your life can really lead to big changes. So if you start to look at your exercise that I told you to do, is to look at your life and say, what if I did nothing in this area that I'm struggling with in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? What is this going to look like? You need to start taking small little steps. Like today, I started to get a little overwhelmed with all the work I had in front of me. I got up, I went and did a whole bunch of stretching exercises to get my body in movement. movement, right? Because I realized it's been like maybe like 4 weeks or so, no movement, no nothing. I just been working, 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 and I haven't been taking care of me. Hell no. Because if I keep doing that in a year from now, I'm in trouble, right? So I want to make sure that you are not in trouble. So track your little progresses. All right. Look at your business, look at your life, look at your relationships, look at all of that and say, I want to emphasize what's important here. I want to actually look at this and say, okay, what is it that I need to fix and how do I need to fix it? How do I start? How do I create a paradigm shift? What is it that I need to do to make this happen? Right. One of the biggest things that I will tell you to do is to invest in you. Always invest in you. Go get yourself a coach, go get yourself a program, go get yourself something to invest in your mind flow, in your mindset, so that you can expand how you're thinking, because this changes your approach. It changes your underlying assumptions. It keeps you accountable. And a lot of us are not accountable, right? So I want you to imagine what that's going to look like if you see your ideal self right now in 2024, because you're not promised tomorrow. So let's do this today. What does it look like? What are you wearing? What do you feel like in 2024? What are we doing? Right? What are you doing? How do you feel? Because if you are not at a place where you are feeling motivated or wanting to be there, or just don't feel like you're expanding, you're a bit overwhelmed, you don't know what, I want to encourage you to create the life you want by starting with the smaller steps. Create the life you want by starting with those small steps. And so ask yourself the question, if I did nothing, if I continue on the road here financially, relationship, business, not starting my business, whatever that is, what am I going to say to myself at the end of the year? What am I going to say to myself at the end? I'll be pissed. Okay? Because I know me, and I know I want to expand my businesses, expand my offerings, expand what I do with my business, all of that. I know I still got all my standard operating procedures I got to develop for my business, all of that. And I want to motivate you to take the small steps that you need to start getting your mindset right and to actually have action. I want you to declare in you that you will not stay the same this year. Okay? Declare that in you. God does not make mistakes. God is with you. He will not leave you. He'll not forsake you. He will be there with you through this. Just ask him, all right, for guidance in this area, because you feel a little overwhelmed and a little stuck and you don't know how to get out of your own way, even if it's just to invest in yourself. Okay. I want you to have this gift of having to transform your life. That is a gift that you can give you. You can give you the gift of transformation. And the way you do that is by actually becoming self-aware of what's happening. What are you expecting for 2024? It is not going to happen without you. It is not going to change without you. Nobody can save you. You have got to get into a coaching program, a networking program, a mentoring program, something, mastermind. I don't care what that is. You have the power to transform. You have the power to step up. You have the power to bring forward what it is you want to bring forward in your freaking life. I know sometimes things can become overwhelming. Listen, I have been homeless. I've had to file bankruptcy. I've had to do so many things in my life that were so embarrassing and shameful and hurtful, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and it was something that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I want to encourage you to just look at that and say, okay, maybe I have to do those things. Maybe that's where I'm at in my life, but that doesn't define me. It doesn't just make me that thing. Okay. So if you're someone who is struggling financially, think of like different ways of making money. Can you sell something? Can you rent something? Can you teach something, right? Can you create something? Maybe you have a skill set, a wisdom, a knowledge, a God-given talent that you can use to expand your offering, expand what you do with people, expand your knowledge. I work with a lot of women leaders, right, who are in these leadership roles, and they are getting kind of sick and tired of the corporate life, and they want their own coaching businesses. So I help them develop that. We do a 90-day roadmap to that. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Right? So What is it that you want to bring to the world? What are you expecting for 2024? What are you expecting for you? And I'd love to hear it. I don't know why I can't always see the comments on the live chat, but if you have a comment, a live something you want to say to me, because I always catch these after the live when I go in to see all the lives and I see all these people commented and I didn't even see them. I don't know why this platform does that. I have to talk to them about that. But I want you to tell me, ask me anything. Tell me what it is you're struggling with. Let's see if we can work through that, talk through that, expand your mind through that. And I would love to hear what your expectations are for 2024. And maybe, like I said, maybe like high five, you got your shiznick together. Great. Can you give us some tips? How do we get out of our own way? How do you do it? Right? What's your personal development strategy for 2024? How are you going to get to from where you are to where you want to be? And how are you going to really reframe your thinking and refocus on the things that you don't like in your life right now, whether it's finances, relationships, career, business, whatever that is? How are you reframing that? Okay. So, homework. Your homework is going to be to ask yourself the tough questions in these areas that I do not like in my life right now, the areas that I'm struggling with the most in my life right now. If I did nothing, what is it going to look like by the end of this year? If I did nothing, what is it going to look like in 5 years? If I do nothing, what is it going to look like in 10? For some of us, when we look back and we go, oh my God, if I would have started 5 years ago, where would I be today? If I would have started last year, where would I be right now? If I would have started 10 years ago, where would I be? I know I go through this struggle, especially when it comes to weight loss, right? And this is why I'm like, no, it cannot continue like this. Things have to change. I want change for you. I want growth for you. I want you to be able to grow and expand your mind, your thinking, your offerings, your impact in the world. Okay? So write those things down, share them with me. I'd love to hear it. If you're interested in hopping on a free call with me, let's do that too, because we could strategize. You can get on that call with me and you can then see if I am a fit for you or not. Okay? I do this because I want to see people change. That's really my heart. So you can go on to ninaperez.com. You can email me at info@ninaperez.com. Actually, I'm having some trouble right now with some of my sites, so hopefully that'll work. But if you follow me on IG or Facebook at Nina Perez, NEENAPEREZ, and you DM me or something and say, hey, Nina, I saw the live and this is what I'm going through, or this is what I'd like, or do you have strategies for this, or can I hop on a call with you? Let's freaking do it. It is 2024, guys. Like, we're not promised tomorrow. 2024 is here. If you are promised tomorrow, life will continue to grow and thrive and move. And I want it to do it with you winning. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop yelling at y'all. Thank you guys for being with me and hanging out with me. I love you so much. This is Nina Perez. This is Monday, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. And I will see you on the other side. All right. What you're expecting for 2024, only you can determine. Bye.